Coming to you from a living room somewhere in the greater Los Angeles area, it's Rick's Cafe Live. Get comfy. Order some takeout. Remove your masks and gloves. Hang up your hazmat suit and get ready to party with Rick and his friends. Now put your hands together for a round of thunderous applause, which we cannot hear, and welcome your host, Rick Raw.
That is weird. How did I get here? I was just upstairs. Never mind. How you doing? Are you going crazy? You all right? Week number 9. We can do it. One of these weeks, I'm going to cut off right with the band. I'm working on it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everybody's okay. This has been a very tough week. The governor of California, he's way too handsome for his own good. And he got on again and said, okay, now we're inside until like the end of July. And that's tough. And it's been a difficult week. So I think it's very important that we have this show tonight because I need a little lift, this is the show that's going to give it to us. We have Richard Elliott on the show, my dear friend Richard Elliott, and what an amazing performer, what a dear friend he is. And here's the thing, we have the band as well. We have Ronnie Reinhardt, Eric Valentine, Randy Jacobs, and Nate Phillips. All your favorite guys are here on the show with us, so we're going to have a good time, and we're going to play music from the R&R CD. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to the music. Here is our first song. It's called Cue It Up, and I hope you like it. Let's get a little drum. Take it away. That was Cue It Up, ladies and gentlemen. Cue It Up. That was co-written by our friend Schultz, wasn't it, Richard?
It was, yeah. Funky track. He's a funky dude, and has a very nice track. And of course, that's always been a fun one to play live.
And you know, it's like one of the things about making this record is there was a lot of collaborating. There was a lot of bringing our friends in. And the song we're going to do for you next is a song that was written by our buddy Philippe Saisse, who, if you didn't know it, he's a French knight. In fact, if you look up the word French in the dictionary, there's him right there at the top, and then there's Marc Antoine right there as well.
Yes,
and,
right behind, right in front of pommes frites and foie gras. Right in between is Philippe.
I'm going to look that up after we're done. But this this song, Que Paso, and it's funny because he produced one of my favorite records of all time, Gato Barbieri's record, Que Paso. And so we decided to title this track as a tribute to that particular project. And, Philippe came in and he had this song totally composed. And he actually had sheet music for us to read, which kind of took us back for a minute, didn't it?
Yeah, that kind of threw me for a loop. I'm trying to remember the last time I read music before that. It was, I think ninth grade.
Yeah, and we both put our reading glasses on and like just kind of like squinting in it, but
Yeah.
it came out great. The song is such a beautiful song. In fact,
Absolutely.
I think it's a song that I think appeals to our wives in a big way. I mean, I think I know Christiana loves this song very much. You know.
Yeah, Philippe is such an amazing composer, amazing keyboard player. But this track is so lyrical, and there's such a broad depth in this song. And I don't know if it's like this for you, but it is for me. It is deceptively hard to play.
Yeah, it was definitely more like playing a symphonic piece of music, and we've had one fan. Well, I'm sure there's many fans who want to hear this song, but there's one fan in particular when I mentioned that we were going to be doing the R&R show. Bob Pace reached out to me and he said, "Finally, my wife Jane gets to hear her favorite song." So I think we should play this for Jane. What do you think, Richard?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Okay, Que Paso. This is for you, Jane Pace. All right. It's that time of night. Probably has been that time of night for most of you way earlier in the evening. But for me, it's that time of night. So here's to you. Here's to everybody who's on the front lines, all our healthcare workers, all of our first responders, all of our people who are out there making sure that we're able to buy food at the grocery stores. We salute you and we appreciate and love you. Here's to you. I don't want to put this on the table. Maybe if I stick it out here, something magical will happen. Oh, there it is. It had to make the appearance once more. The beverage delivery arm, whatever you call it. By the way, that's Mrs. Braun who is working that thing, and she's really being careful about putting it on the floor right now. You are awesome, honey. Not a drop has been. Yes, let's hear it for. Yes, a successful adult beverage delivery once more on Rick's Cafe Live. You deserve. Have a drink. Have a drink. Oh, where was I? We are going to play a song for you now that is on the R&R CD, and this is a song that it was a really interesting circumstance because I wrote this song just as one of those songs to sit in the studio, and I wrote it with, and I brought John Pondell in to play guitar, nylon string guitar on, and but tonight we have Randy Jacobs playing the guitar, and I think possibly an appearance by an alter ego personality of his. So we'll see what happens with this. But we got the band, we got Randy Jacobs. This song had no place to go. It was a hit song, and it wasn't on any record. So I asked Richard, would it be okay if we put this song on the R&R record? And we did. It's called Sao Paulo, named after a very beautiful city. And we're going to play it for you right now with the help of Nate Phillips, Eric Valentine, Ronnie Reinhardt, Randy Jacobs, and the mystery flamenco guitar player. Sao Paulo. Okay, here we are at long last. If everybody knew the technological nightmares that we have gone through to try to get, Richard Elliott has run through his house, and it's not a small house. He's run through his house at least 45 times to gather up microphones, cameras, cell phones, laptops, and finally, hopefully, I'm going to call his name, and hopefully he's there. Richard Elliott, are you there?
I'm here. I'm a little out of breath, but I'm
Touchdown.
here. Since I've been on lockdown, I've been doing really a lot more eating than exercising. So I'm really glad that you had me running back and forth between the house and the studio because I needed the exercise. So thank you.
You're absolutely welcome. There's nothing we do better than make people run around to gather technology. It's what we specialize in.
Yes.
But here we are, man, and this is a celebration of the R&R record that we did together back in 2007. 2007, and I was just looking at your discography, and people who don't know our relationship. We're very close families, and I was just looking at the mantle of my fireplace here, and we have like 7 photos, and you and Camilla are on at least 3 of these photos on our. So the thing is, there you could easily move into our house and feel right at home because you're on.
Yeah, and of course vice versa too. I mean, you've spent many a night here at our house, and yeah, I mean, one of the most wonderful things about doing what we do is that I get to have an incredible friend like you who we have a great time when we're hanging out, when we're touring, when we're making records together, and I'm very grateful for that.
I don't know if you can see this or not, but on my table here is a picture of you and your beautiful wife Camilla, and Christiana, and me. And this picture is from 2009, 2 years after we made the R&R CD, and it's at the Academy Awards Governor's Ball.
Oh, what an amazing night that was. What an amazing night.
And our wives look absolutely stunning. I mean,
Our wives look stunning. Absolutely. I mean, we were just a couple of schlubs playing at the Governor's Ball later.
I know.
They, on the other hand, were decked out in amazing gowns, and they got to walk the red carpet while we were at soundcheck.
They absolutely did. We tried to walk the red carpet after the show, and they said, "Could you musicians please carry your cases out the servants' entry?" Do you remember?
Of course.
You remember
Of course.
But of course, they were kibitzing with Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. I remember
Yep.
Christiana said to Angelina Jolie, she said, "You look so beautiful," and Angelina Jolie actually stopped and said, "Thank you."
Yes. Yes, I know. And of course, do you remember during the Governor's Ball when of course, the Governor's Ball is a pretty cool thing. I mean, believe me, it was a great honor to be able to play it. But to me, the most fun part wasn't playing the gig. The fun part was in between sets, we went down and of course we were told, please do not walk around the tables, where the movie stars are. And so what did we do?
We walked
around the
tables
table
with the movie stars. Of course we did.
Of course. I said, all right, come on, let's just walk. Let's go from here down to that corner of the room. Just look straight ahead.
Yeah.
So you could only look at the movie stars with your peripheral vision, as if you weren't really looking at the movie stars.
It was kind of like you're kind of peeking over your shoulder. But it was so fun, man. And those are the kind of memories that we have. And that's just one of them. And, there's a question that many people have been asking, which is, do you really miss your air compressor that you loaned to me? People are asking me on and off, are you okay without the air compressor? They're very concerned.
Yes. Yeah, I had a little bit of separation anxiety with that compressor because I've built many an aircraft part with that compressor, but I have another one now, and I don't have the same emotional attachment to it, but I'm hopeful that over time I will learn to love it as much as I love the compressor that I gave you.
And people don't know this about you, but we share this because we both really enjoy using power tools. And you've taken it to a much deeper level than I have because you have like a computerized, what is that? It's a CAD, isn't it? What do you have in your workshop there?
Yeah, I have a CNC milling machine.
CNC.
Yeah, yeah. So it's computer aided design where you can basically map out your parts on the computer, and then you transfer the file to this big table with a cutting bit and cut out your parts in wood or in plastic or metal, and it's really fun. It's because you get everything that a tool junkie needs, which is you get the computer, you get the tool itself, and so you get the whole kind of package. It's a lot of fun.
So with all of that technology, have you been able to design the perfect reed for your saxophone? Because I know the drama you guys go through with that stuff. Have you done that?
No, that will never happen. and the reason why, of course, people, just so you can see, that's a reed on the saxophone. And probably most people know that, but for those of you who might not know, it's a piece of cane that's put onto the mouthpiece, and without this little piece of wood, you can't make a sound with the saxophone. So the thing about it is the torment of every reed player, whether it's saxophone or clarinet or oboe or English horn, that you can get a reed that comes close, but you can never get the perfect reed. Or maybe you'll get the perfect reed, but it will only last for a couple of days, and then you have to get another one. And you have to go through 50 of them to find one that will work for you. And I have this theory that a long time ago, there was a sax player who did a really bad thing, and he was punished for it. And every saxophone player that followed has been punished as a result of this.
Well, you know what? I think if I was a saxophone, see the trumpet player thing is this: your reed is attached to your face, so when that reed wears out, you're pretty much stuck. That's just, you can't reach into a box and grab it. You're kind of done for the night.
Yeah.
But and I've always been a little bit jealous of saxophone players because saxophone players can play and play and play, and then you just have a spare reed ready to go. I mean, if I could just put on a spare lip during a show, I would be so happy. But listen, we digress immensely, and I know we can talk like this all night about basically nothing because that's what we love. We love to do that, and it's fun. But I think we need to talk a little bit about making the R&R record. You know, the R&R record was such a fun experience, man. Such a great experience for me, and I don't know. What was it like for you?
Oh, I mean, to me it was the ultimate thing because we've been friends for many, many years. We've worked. You've been gracious enough to produce quite a few of my records, and of course we've written a lot of music together. And the idea of getting a chance to do a horn record where we play together was something that was very, very special to me. Now, of course, the thing about a trumpet and a tenor, it's a very classic sound. Of course, there's been generations of amazing musicians that have sort of exemplified the combination of tenor and trumpet. And it's always been a favorite sound of mine.
And mine too.
And getting a chance to do it with you. Yeah. And it's and so and of course we both come from a horn band background. You with War and Jack Mack and the Heart Attack, and me with Tower of Power. And of course you played with Tower of Power for a while also. So
I did.
Yeah, so we getting a chance to bring all that together and create fresh new music around this amazing sort of legacy of trumpet and tenor. Dream come true for me. Had a great time. The only problem is that it was hard to get things done because, as you know, we tend to have a problem being productive in the studio because we're making jokes and laughing too much. And it's like whenever we do a project, it's like 75% that being silly and 25% actually getting things done. So it's amazing to me that we even get it finished, you know?
But here's why we get it finished, because I always like to, with you, you're one of these people, and I often say that you're a genius, and then you will like swat me away and say, no, stop it. I'm just a guy doing my thing. And that's true. You are that. But part of you being a guy doing your thing is that you'll walk into the studio after driving 2 hours to get to my house. We'll say this and that. We'll talk for a minute, and I'll put a track on that I've been working on, and you'll pick up your horn and put it in your mouth. And I know with you, I always need to be set up to record, because the first thing that you play, and I've said this so many times, the first thing that you play is the thing that goes on the record so many times. Have you always been like that? Have you always been a guy who just puts the horn to your face and bang, it happens like that?
Actually, I wish it was that way on a regular basis. No, I mean, I of course, like all of us, sometimes you go to record and it comes out in the first take, and other times, it takes 5 or 6 times to do it. I will say, and not that this is sort of the mutual, back-patting society here, but the fact of the matter is, if I'm inspired, then that's when it happens. And every time we work together, it's just inspiring. And you talk about that 2 hours driving up to LA. I drive up to LA, but what's amazing to me is that we work on a song. I'll go home, I'll come back the next day, and you've added all this amazing ear candy to the song, whether it's putting on more horn parts or adding a keyboard part or a percussion patch or something that adds just a little more kind of glow to the track. And that is inspiring to come in and hear, something new and something different, which you do so amazingly. And it's truly an inspiration for me.
Well, man, I appreciate you saying that, but it is a real, and that's what makes it so hard right now. And I think this is the thing that I miss a lot, is the physical closeness and the energy that we feel from not only each other, but from the fans, because really, that's the thing, what you're talking about. You do this, I do that. The audience responds with this, and we respond with that. It's all about give and take and energy that is created from being together. And that's one of the things that's difficult about this moment. And I tell you something, I feel it, but I really appreciate you taking the time, because you got a lot going on in your life. You have a large family, you have life going on, and I really appreciate that you took the time to spend with us, and thank you for that.
Of course. I thank you for, inviting me to be a part of it.
Listen, I think we should get back to the music, and I think it's time for us to play another song from the R&R CD, and maybe you can introduce this for us, because it's a song that Rex Rideout, who is a very talented keyboardist, composer, dear friend, wrote for the record. It's a song called Two Heart Tango. You want to tell the folks about this song a little bit?
This song to me is a beautiful blend of groove, but like that understated kind of groove, where it just sort of eases along, kind of like you're on a highway, just kind of effortlessly moving down. It's that kind of effortless feel. Yeah, Two Heart Tango.
All right, here we go. Two Heart Tango.
We're going to do a song for you right now that is really an iconic song that was originally recorded by an iconic saxophone player. So much so that I really had to work up a lot of courage to do my own version of it. And the only way I was able to really feel kind of free to do it was to put it in the context that really my recording of this song is a tribute to the great Gato Barbieri. And I know most of you probably know this song. Here's Europa.
Si tú supieras cuánto te quiero, no te lo puedes ni imaginar, ni imaginar.
Oh my gosh, I have seen the audience reaction to that song so many times, where thousands of people have just been lifted to their feet by the emotion that you generate in that song. Richard, you absolutely did such a fantastic job of paying tribute to both of our heroes, Gato Barbieri, and it absolutely is a very emotional song, and I thank you so much for
Thank
doing
you.
that song on the show.
Thank you, Rick. I appreciate that very much.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think we have more thank yous to go around here, though, because this show has been so special for me, and I'm sure it has for you as well, Richard, because we got to play the songs from the R&R CD, but we also got to play those songs with the band. And the band,
Yes.
and the band meaning Ronnie Reinhardt on the keyboards, ladies and gentlemen, from the Swamp.
Woo!
Woo! We got Randy Jacobs on the guitar. Randy
Yeah.
Jacobs, yeah, buddy. All right, Nate Phillips on the bass. Funky
Yeah, Nate.
Eric Valentine on the
Yeah.
drums. Love you, buddy. And all of you guys did a fantastic job. It's not as easy as showing up in a room and just playing music. They have to go through a lot to get that music to feel good and to get it to look that way, and they did a great job. And Richard Elliott, why don't you bring us into this last song that we're going to do, because it's the title cut from our R&R CD. So why don't you tell the folks about this song a little bit and take us home.
Well, what can I say? This song sets the tone for the whole record. It is just about feeling good. Here's R&R.
Let's do a little R&R. Come on. Oh, Richard, let's do it, brother. I hope you've enjoyed this show as much as I have, and this has been a tough week. We had to reschedule our 2020 cruise down the Rhone River for 2022, and that hurt. But I think it's the right thing to do, and I want to thank all of you who were on that cruise for being so patient and so understanding. We certainly value your safety above everything else. So in 2022, we're going to party until we cannot party anymore. So let me just say this. Thank you so much to Richard Elliott, my dear friend, to the band, Ron Reinhardt, Randy Jacobs, Eric Valentine, and Nate Phillips for doing such a fantastic job on this show. It was a difficult show because there was a lot of technology involved. And while I'm at it, let's thank the Vampires, because Kyle Braun and Nicholas Palaio did an amazing job putting together all of the elements for this show. It was not an easy show to do, and they did an awesome job. I also want to thank Murray and Sue from The Stand, who have week after week donated money so that we can have great food while we're making Rick's Cafe Live happen for all of you. I want to especially thank all of the subscribers who have subscribed to Rick's Cafe Live on YouTube, and also really want to thank all of you who have donated money. It's not necessary, but if you like what you see, there's a link on the screen, and we welcome donations to cover the expenses of talent, equipment, cleaning this room. And to just make sure that we can keep doing these shows, because all of the musicians are out of work, and we are paying the musicians. Whenever you see somebody on the show, we take care of them, and believe me, they appreciate it very, very much. So here's the thing. This is the last show that we are going to be doing in this format. We are going to take next week off, and then we're going to come back with a show that you are going to not want to miss, because it's going to have the band right here in this room as we originally planned it. We are going to have a live band. We're going to measure the distances out, and we're going to be safe, but we're going to have a live band here, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? On May 30th, that's the week after next week, May 30th, we're going to have a special guest on the show too. We're going to have Mr. Dave Koz right here, and we're going to open up the show so that he can just have a great time and do his thing, and I'll help out whenever I can. Beyond that, we have on June 6th, my dear friend Philippe Sace as a special guest. So please tell your friends, spread the word, because we're taking next week off, and then we're coming back to YouTube on the 30th, and then we're going to have a show that you will not want to miss. And once again, I want to thank all of you for having us into your living room week after week. We have so many people who donate every week, and because of you, we're able to keep this show going. God bless you all, and remember, you can't spread the germs, but we can spread the love. So let's spread the love. Until we see you on the 30th of May, be well, take care of yourselves, and know that we love you very much. Bye-bye.
Yeah.